Today, we'll discuss how firearms can be confiscated in California and, more importantly, how to get them back. Firearms may be seized as evidence in criminal investigations or court cases. Confiscation can also occur under a safekeeping or administrative hold, such as during a mental health hold. Additionally, firearms can be removed under a red flag order, like a gun violence restraining order. This video focuses on retrieving your firearm when it's in the custody of a law enforcement agency or court. In California, retrieving a firearm from law enforcement custody is governed by Penal Code Section 33850 and following. This statute outlines a formal process called the law enforcement release process. If you claim ownership of a firearm, ammunition, or feeding device held by a court or law enforcement, you must apply to the California Department of Justice for eligibility. The DOJ will verify your legal eligibility to possess firearms, ammunition, and/or feeding devices. Law enforcement cannot release the firearm without a clearance, letter, or determination from the DOJ. Note that some firearms, particularly handguns, must be registered in the automated firearm system in your name or lawfully loaned to you before return. To begin, visit the DOJ's website and create an account in the California Firearms Application Reporting System if you don't have one. Submit the LER application electronically, as paper applications are no longer accepted since December 1st, 2021. The application requires your personal information and details about the firearm, ammunition, or feeding device, including make, model, serial number, and who has custody. Pay any required fees and await the DOJ's review of your eligibility. Once you receive the DOJ eligibility letter, often called a gold seal letter, present it to the law enforcement agency to schedule the pickup. After obtaining the DOJ eligibility letter, contact the law enforcement agency holding the firearm to arrange pickup, but be aware of common hurdles. Some agencies may refuse release if the firearm, especially a handgun, isn't registered in the AFS in your name or properly loaned. Other agencies might impose additional requirements, like proof of ownership beyond the receipt, even if not legally mandated. If the firearm is part of an ongoing investigation or court case, it may not be returned until that hold is lifted. In essence, state law sets the minimum requirements, and the agency holding the firearm must follow the process and release it when appropriate. Special considerations apply if your firearm was seized under a mental health hold or other protective order. For instance, the agency must decide within a specific time frame whether to petition to retain the weapon or make it available for return. If a court has already issued an order, such as a red flag or GVARO, DOJ eligibility alone may not suffice until the court lifts the prohibition. Be mindful of deadlines. In many cases, you must act within 30 days of receiving the DOJ eligibility notice, or you may need to reapply. If the DOJ determines you are ineligible to possess a firearm, the return will be denied, as per the statute. If the DOJ issues an eligibility letter, but the law enforcement agency refuses release, you may have legal recourse. Under California Evidence Code Sections 637 to 638, there is a presumption that someone in possession is the owner. In such situations, litigation may be necessary to enforce your rights, and consulting an attorney is often recommended. To recap, firearms can be confiscated for various reasons, including evidence, safekeeping, or red flag removal. In California, you use the LER process through the DOJ, as outlined in Penal Code Section 33850 and following. Submit the application online via FARS, pay the fee, and provide firearm details. If approved, you'll receive an eligibility letter, then contact the agency to pick up your firearm. Watch out for hurdles like AFS registration, especially for handguns, agency policies, and investigation holds. If denied, legal assistance may be necessary to assert your rights. Retrieving a confiscated firearm in California is possible but not automatic. You must follow the state process precisely. For complex issues like prohibitions, mental health holds, or red flag orders, consult a California firearms law attorney. Thanks for watching The Right Slant. If this video was helpful, Please like and subscribe. Stay informed, stay safe. Produced by The Right Slant. This is not legal advice.